Good evening, everyone. So today I'll be presenting my paper on a review of sustainability assessment tools on prioritizing physical safety and comfort to effectively control road accidents in streets of Colombo. So to start off with, I shall explain the two main concepts that I'm using in my review. One is sustainability concept and assessment tools, and the other one is physical safety and comfort. Sustainability concept was initially defined by the Brundtland Commission in 1987 as development that meets the necessity of the present without compromising for the future generation to meet their own. But with time, it was further widened and made comprehensive under the three main pillars: social, environmental, and economic. And later, around 1995, though institutional aspect was also included, it is these three pillars that mainly define the sustainability concept. And currently, um, as it got expanded, there are 17 sustainability goals that is defined by the United Nations as a sustainability development in order to achieve a complete sustainability development. So, though we have defined 17 goals, it is also important to initially understand whether those goals are applied to a city or a country, where each of the city or the country stands in, what is the status of the uh, space in with regard to each goal in achieving each goal. So in that sense, the assessment tools, which is a prototype that gives you a rating or a score in order for anyone to understand the status, is defined as the assessment tool. So physical safety and comfort is the physical ease and protection sensed by the user, as we are focusing on the user perspective, when components of design that ensure safety and comfort are established appropriate to the location with ergonomic standards. I am adapting this definition by Ahmed Christmas and Stavrakos from 2012. So basically, it's about the physical composition that is made by the elements based on their location and the dimensions, etc., to ensure safety and comfort. Um, so, which would enable people to automatically follow the regulations. So, we have those two concepts, and the basic argument or the understanding of this review is, why should the physical safety and comfort be a part or combined with the sustainability concept and be a criteria of the assessment tool is. Though it is ideal to incorporate these guidelines with street design regulations or uh, any rules, gazetted rules, the pragmatic approach would be to include them as elements of sustainability, which is at present a well-established quality assessment criteria, and most importantly, considered as a trending design status. So we have rules and regulations for several concepts, but then we do not, there is always a lacking in enforcement, and we do not follow all of the rules. We somehow manage to get through, even at least in Sri Lanka. So in order to efficiently implement them, there should be a status for anyone to follow in order to achieve that status. So in that way, this research aim is to identify the significance of physical safety and comfort as an element of sustainability in designing and assessing urban uh, public realm to reduce the rate of road accidents, which is identified as a contemporary global issue, not just in Sri Lanka. So the methodology followed is basically, in order to understand the severity of road accidents, it was based on global reports and other Sri Lankan statistics and police reports. And literature review provides the summary of the global definitions of sustainability assessment tools and the significance of inclusion of the physical safety and comfort in the sustainability assessment with regard to designing the streets and reducing accidents, and to identify the knowledge gap as well. So, and finally, the case study and the understanding of the existing situation of the of Colombo is used to identify the significance of physical safety and comfort in streets in reducing accidents, and it's requisite in the assessment too. So the literature is basically limited to the Scopus database and was viewer software analysis, and most of the data about the sustainability tools or even the accident rates, etc., are based on data available online considering this COVID-19 travel restrictions. And so getting into the basic concept is urban population and urbanization is an inevitable process that we are going through. And that process, along with inefficient planning, unsafe infrastructure, and lack of law enforcement as described by the United Nations, results in urban congestion and traffic accidents, which causes discomfort and safety threats to the users. That ultimately uh, results in inefficient development, which is completely contrasting to sustainability concept. So in order to establish an efficient development, then the space should be very comfortable and safe, which would reduce the congestion, which should be achieved by reducing congestion and traffic accidents. So in order to gain that, the urban population and urbanization should be managed. So in order to manage that, we should have an efficient planning, safe infrastructure, and proper enforcement of law. So enforcement of law is a challenge that we've been facing through for a long time. So in order to overcome that is where this research is trying to bring in the assessment tool with the sustainability status. And infrastructure is basically the physical composition in order to enable physical safety and comfort. And automatically, when that is brought in, the complete planning system would be partly made efficient. So by urban, so if you consider the urban space, it is the streets that play a major role, which occupy the 80% of the space and also accessed by the public almost every day in routine. So as we consider the streets, the traffic crashes is a major global issue that is being faced, where every 23 seconds there's someone dying. And the United Nations report states that speeding, the driving under psychoactive substance in unsafe infrastructure, and inadequate law enforcement as the major problems. So what we could do here is rectify, and the solution they give is basically to design roads to spontaneously protect users from traffic crashes. So what, in order to achieve that, which is an efficient method, uh, so, to be tested, the what needs to be looked into is the infrastructure. What is infrastructure? Is the physical composition. So, so now as we understand the importance of physical safety and comfort, we need to also now look into how much it is addressed in the international concept of sustainability. So initially we are looking to the United Nations, which is the internationally influential organizations, 17 goals. So out of 17, it is only the 3 goals, 3, 9, and 11, that address somehow a few concepts related to this. Physical safety and comfort, where 3.6, target 3.6 is directly to halve the number of global deaths and injuries from road accidents, which is the issue that we discussed before. And 9.1 is though addresses about the infrastructure development and sustainability. It is more narrowed down to industrial and innovation and infrastructure, but does not address the public realm. The target 11.2 is to improve the road safety, notably by expanding the public transport. So the argument of this review is that is not just enough. Even if we have a public transport and it does not address the issues related to physical safety and comfort, that would be an inefficient development. So in order to achieve sustainability, at least one of the targets should be to ensure the achieve the physical safety and comfort. So and again, looking at other concepts such defined by the World Health Organization, which is the Save Lives package, or whether the summary of global plan pillars and action plan goals by the UNEC, none of those address the necessity of the physical safety and comfort or its physical composition. Is a major problem that was identified in this international concept that is being followed. So literature analysis of the filtered journals. So there was about 16 journals through Vasio software. Clearly explains that there is no priority given to physical safety and comfort except for the thermal comfort, but not the physical composition, the actual elements that are tangible. And also, these are the latest research which address a few aspects about safety, urban planning, sustainability, architectural design, etc. But they are based more on the perspectives rather than the ergonomics of physical safety and physical aspects. So then, looking into sustainability assessment tools that are available, there are four main assessment tools that were identified that address the sustainability aspects. However, it is only the IRAP model that was addressing the issue on road safety. So again, the problem with IRAP is it is basically specialized to achieve the goal 3 and 4, but they are more specific to European context. So though finally there's an answer to a question giving a rating of the physical safety and comfort. However, it is not in detail, very in a broad context, but it is suitable only to the European context and not to Asian, therefore not applicable to Sri Lanka or Colombo. And therefore there is a necessity to have a model similar to IRAP because as we broadly look into a summary of the assessment of streets of Colombo, we could see from the reports and statistics that um, the traffic fatality rate has been increasing, and the numbers of injuries still remain high. And these are detailed pictures of Colombo Gold Road within the Colombo 3 region, of how it is not maintained or well constructed. And that emphasized the need of this assessment tool with included physical safety and comfort assessment. So concluding so as a conclusion of this review, I've identified the problem and the indicators and the results and what is the target achieved out of each of the assessment tool that is assessed. And among them, only IRAP has addressed the issue, but then very specific to Europe. And therefore, it is concluded that all the tools that are identified as sustainability assessment tools, as we analyze, none address the physical safety and comfort. But where the IRAP model does, IRAP model addresses the target 3 and 4. However, it is not identified as a sustainability assessment tool as such. And also another problem with that is it is very specific to Europe. So considering Sri Lanka, where it is stated through other researchers that we lack a tool to assess the sustainability or construction or any guidelines specific to developing design or constructing the streets. So even the IRAP model does not address that. So ultimately, the conclusion is that the physical safety and comfort establishment should be a part of the direct sustainability concept, its target, and there should be an application which is well established as a sustainability assessment tool that is globally aware, especially to developing countries such as Sri Lanka, in order to efficiently establish the physical safety and comfort to reduce the traffic crashes and thereby injuries and deaths. Thank you.